Shalom, shalom lekulam. And once again, Shavua Tov. Welcome to our Limud. It's our custom. We study with we study halacha before our main Limud. Greetings to everybody. Those at Facebook and so forth. Yeah, we halacha according to Ben Shchai, under Pasha Chai Sarah. We are falling behind because it's not about running fast. It's about being steady in one's learning. And just like Rabbi Pinchas says, my master said, it's not about quantities of things. It's about the quality of those things that matters. We needed to build a very strong foundation on halacha, because that halacha is the body of the Torah. We just ended the Pasha or the halachot on a Pasha Vayera that deals with marital relations, which of course has got a resemblance to the halachot what we are going to learn, because it's about the loss of Mincha prayers on Shabbat. And we know this is also the same aspect, same idea, the yichud, because the prayer is you are making a yichud, you are making a connection. This is the first here. This is you have got the first, not the first, but the vav and the hey. It's a relationship. You do have got also the havaya and also adanut. You are making also yichud between these two lights. And the tefillah or tefillot, we are simply connecting, not simple, we are connecting it to ourselves to the higher world. So, halacha, the introduction to all these to halachot, all before the halachot, the introduction were made already by Rabbi Shimon. We go according to the chronological of the halachot. The pages are in the group. I read it quickly in Hebrew. Then we see what did the translation have to offer us. Ta'am. La Amira Pasuk. It's a I mean the halacha Aleph started with quoting a pasuk that we quote. That we of a pasuk of a Tehillim that we read before Amidah, before Amidah, at the very beginning of the tefillah mincha on Shabbat. Va'ani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon b'minchat Shabbat mipnei ki becho be'et hamincha hu et ratzah shemitgalin dinim kashim aval bet minchat Shabbat מתגלה בחינת הכתר עליון, ומתפשט עול עליון, הנקרא רצון, ועל ידי וכן ונחפפים ונכנעים ונכנעים הדנין והגברות, ולכן נקרא אתה את רצון. Riakadosh is capitalizing on a certain word into that very passage of that Tehillim. Et ratzon. V'chini zikar bidrei Rabbeinu Arizal. B'she'al hakavanot. Ben Ish Chai is making reference to the book of, or to the teaching of Ari HaKadosh, Shara HaKavanot. V'yesh bo od ta'am al pi הפשט הנאמר במדרש. Excuse me. אמר דוד לפני קדוש ברוך הוא ריבון של עולם, ומה זו כשאר אומות, כי אומות העולם. כששואתין ומשתחרין הוליכין אפו חזיר, ואנחנו לא כן, אלא אף על פי ששתנו, ואני תפילתי לך אדוני את רצון, וכנזכר בלבוש. It sounds very heavy. Sounds very heavy here. The pages on the same thing, although there are so many details here in a Hebrew version. That's what Hashem, we will see how it will develop. The translation renders as follows. At the beginning of Mincha on Shabbat, we say the verse Tehillim, meaning Psalm, Tehillim 69, and the Pasuk 14. Ve'ani tefilati lecha Hashem et ratzon. Let's look at it, perhaps that pasuk, what it says. Rabbi Shai, my sincere apology, do we have got a Tanakh there? Just wanted to get translation. Tehillim 69, Pasuk 14. Whoa. Did I forget my Tanakh now? It's not possible that I would forget my Tanakh. Just wanted to read it to our hearing in a translation. See, the translation renders as follows. Pasuk 14, verse 14. As for me, my prayer to you, Hashem, be it an opportune time. What is that opportune time? O God, in your abundant kindness, answer me with the truth of your salvation. Ratza is a form, נכון? Rabbi Ishai, Ratza is a form, נכון? A form. Okay, let me find out quickly. Ratza. No, so Tsara, sorry, not its form. Yeah, Tsara. Or trouble. Okay. Okay. Allah continues. We have heard to demonstrate that the time of Mincha on Shabbat is indeed a special time for grace in heaven. The opposite is also true. If Mincha of Shabbat is indeed a special time of grace in heaven, the opposite cannot be the true during the course of the week. And this is exactly what is said in Hebrew here. In Hebrew here it says, Mipinei ki bechor, because during the course of the week, be'etz minicha hu et ratza. It's a trouble. Shemitgalin dinim kashim. During the course of the week, it appears that it's the more difficult times. Why difficult times? Is because it's when Yaakov is struggling with the forces of nature. Is when Yaakov is busy extracting the sparks of holiness from every effort of things, all of the things that we are simply not a symbol. In the course of the week, we are collecting those sparks. And we will see this element in our main limud. And this is sparks that we are collecting and we are elevating them on Shabbat. Because it's only on Shabbat a Jew, all Am Israel, all of Bnei Israel could elevate everything from the lower level, just like Rabbi Shimon has taught. Because everything immediately after Adam Harishon sinned, the world collapsed. And because the world collapsed, who has got now that responsibility and that mission to elevate it? You and I. How do we elevate it? By doing the mitzvot, by exerting ourselves, struggling with against all odds during the course of the week. In the halakha here in Hebrew version, it says, during the course of the days of the week, is much more dinim and the kashim. What are dinims? How do Rabbi Shai, how do I really define it, dinim? It's rendered as judgment.
It's a hard time. It's like applying a judgment.
Hard times. But this hard times is because everything is trapped in a world of klipa. What is the world of klipa? The world of entanglement. We are simply being trapped and everything is trapped. And how do we release ourselves from that entrapment? Is when we respect Shabbat, and not only respecting Shabbat. We release ourselves from the entanglement, from the world of klipot or the world of klipa, not only physically, but also mentally. That I should forget that this world, I'm in charge, because truly we are not in charge. We are just being trapped. We go, what we tell? Oh my goodness. Time is also coming. Time is also. So it says on Mincha. Mincha, remember, Mincha is the last prayer. Is the last prayer of a day. And there is a halachot, there is some halacha that says, when you are going to pray Mincha, even on Yom, on the days of the week, many halachical authority would say, don't eat. Finish your prayer first, and go eat later. Don't eat. Of course, you have to perform certain rituals by cleaning your hands first, according to the halacha, in order to get yourself into prayer. Well, it's another aspect in the halacha. But let's look at what it says here. Shala Kavanot. You know, this is the very same book that we have been referred to by Ben Shrai. Bezot Hashem, through the course of the week, we will visit what is really Shala Kavanot, Ari HaKadosh is saying in that word. Why so special a favor? Or not a special favor, special grace. The Midrash gives another simple explanation. David HaMelech, King David, said to God, when the nations of the world drink, when the nations of the world drink, they become drunk, and their moral standard depreciate. Is it really drinking? Is it drinking, just taking water and a drink, or taking a beer and drink? It could be a metaphor. But let's perhaps look at it from the face value. A Jewish person is not truly permitted to drink and lose his mind. Because once you lose your mind, you become under the power of something else. You will be trapped. Because you lose your mochin. And we do not need to lose our mochin. But let's go what is being said further. But when the Jewish people drink, they praise you. Who? Praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu. which occasion do a Jew is really allowed to drink it to the point he does not, apparently, according to Halacha, he does not see the difference between the two entities. I'm too sure that Rabbi can help me out here. Rabbi Shai, at which occasions we, the Jewish people, could to imbibe ourselves to the point that I do not distinguish between the two entities. Okay, never mind. That's an answer already.
It's soon.
Very soon.
Very, very
On
soon.
Purim, I'm allowed to drink to a certain point that I do not distinguish between Haman and who? Mordechai. But the question comes now in Hebrew. Why would it say levush? Why would it say levush? At the end of that halacha, it speaks about levush. What is levush? Rabbi Shai, please help me. What is levush?
According to what I've learned, it's the mem, the lamed mem of Tzedek.
Exactly, yes. Levush is what is the nations of the world, they drink the philosophies, they drink doctrines, they drink concepts that they do not understand. And that's why they have forsaken, this is my own chidush, that's why they have adopted foreign cultures, foreign traditions that are not true theirs. They have drunk philosophies that doesn't have to do with their own traditions, embracing religions that are not really part of them, ideas. Bemet, this is my chidush. You have got a thing called democracy, and it is being embraced by everybody, and it goes against all the cultural values of any other nations. We become drunk to the point that we do no longer respect, for example, the elders. Because I'm granted apparently the freedom of speech, I become drunk. We have become to the point that if things that were not originally, through our times in different cultures, in different traditions, things were considered as taboo, they become acceptable as acceptable norms of a society. We become drunk. Things that, for example, the Torah decree and said, listen, homosexuality is an abomination. We embraced them and said, no. That is how a person wants. That is how a person feels. The Torah has got nothing to do with your feelings, my feelings. The Torah decrees, this is what it is. And that is it. It's not subjected to negotiations. We become drunk, and that is my chidush. So the same thing when the Torah says, Tselem, how did we interpret it? No,
Yes.
Yeah. How did we interpret? How do we understand it? How is it understood by the nations who were given misinterpretations by religions? other different cultures who simply took, cut and pasted the ideas of the Torah and they sell it to the nations, form religions, sell all these ideas to the nations. They call the Tselem is translated as the image of God. Are you saying God has got the same hair, the same this and this and that in a uniform, in a human form? Khalila, no. But that is what it was translated to you. Levush is something else. Only 3 letters. Well, as we go on with this halachot, based on Hashem, and because of time also, we will learn what is also hidden. Well, I will come back to this halakha before I continue with the other. Even if my fellow Rabbanim would go ahead, I will come back to this halakha because there is so much, because Arya Kadosh is addressing for example, he's addressing Avala Ba'et Minchat, Shabbat, Mitgale, Bechinat, Keter Elyon. But it's not addressed here in the translation. Mincha has got an aspect, has got an aspect of Keter Elyon. What is this Keter Elyon? Keter Elyon gives us a different concept, a concept that needed to be explained, that needed to be explored, because when you say Keter Elyon, by implication you are saying there is another Keter, but it's not a Keter Elyon. It's a different Keter. But to explain that, based on Hashem, we will go to Shar HaKavanot, the teaching of Arya Kadosh, which I did not prepare for today. Based on Hashem, we will come back to this. We praise it to God. When we drink, we praise or we render praise to God. Why? Levush. Based on Hashem, we will continue with Halachot. We end here. We will continue with learning Halachot again tomorrow. Based on Hashem. Is there any question on what we have just learned? It's a very short. In English version, it's very short. But I needed to go to Shara Kavanot to bring some of this concept that Ben Shchai made reference to, and to see what Arya Kadosh is really saying about Mincha, the last prayer of a day. But the emphasis is the Mincha of Shabbat. The Mincha of Shabbat. Because the Shabbat also is the end of the week. It's another very, very deep concept. If there is no question, we will go to our main limud. And based on Hashem, in 29 minutes, we call it off. The Pasha is Mishpatim. Mishpatim And I'm using the Arya Kadoshi's book, Sefer Alikutim. What is Mishpatim, really? The word Mishpatim. What is Mishpatim? What is Mishpatim? A second. I just wanted to get something else. We don't just simply look at the word. We look at the inner of those words. The word Mishpatim is rendered as laws. And when you look at how Moshe introduced the sentences, at the beginning of Mishpat, just a second for me, before we get to Arya Kadoshi's teaching on that pasha. In that pasha, it says Ve'ele. Rabbi, the eraser there. תודה רבה. Okay. Sorry. Vele. It starts with the word vav, meaning it's connecting Vele four letters. The word vav is just a connecting the relationship between what was covered, meaning the Pasha Yitro, because in the Pasha Yitro, we see two concepts discussed there. Two concepts discussed under Pasha Yitro. One, the Torah of Aleph was addressed. How was it addressed? Because it starts Anochi. The Aleph of the word Anochi introduced the concept of Ten Commandments, meaning that's the Torah of Aleph. And later on, we hear, according to misbehavior, the Torah of Bet came into being. So we see, meaning the two Luchot came into being. But the shards of the first Luchot was gathered. So now, the word Va'ele, it connects us to what was said in a Pasha Yitro. Now, Moshe is given the responsibility to pass the body called the body of laws called Mishpatim. And it uses the word ele. If I have to remove the verb, it says ele. And when you look at the gematria value of this ele is 36, which is a very, very significant number. How so? If, for example, if I divide this very word, this letter, not the letter, but the number, if I divide it into 2, it will give us 18. And the 18, if I transform this 18 into letters, then I will have chai, life. So, in other words, any society does not embrace the concept, the righteous laws, mishpatim, rest be as what is a doom, shalom, is a doom society. These are the laws. He did not say Moshe make laws. He says these are the laws. These are the laws. So by implication, this is the life. If we obey these laws Moshe placed before us, it's only when we are granted life. And what is even this life? In all cases, look at this number. In all cases, whenever you hear life, it does not truly refer to this level of existence. Remember, in our previous limud, we have heard that Lavan, the brother to Rivka, and the entire house of Bethuel blessed their daughter and sons and sister. Not the daughter, not sons. Blessed their all the sons of Bethuel, the daughters of Bethuel and the mother. Blessed their daughter, blessed their sister. And they use the word alfei. What is that alfei? This 1,000. And that number 1,000 is associated with the world of Atzilut. And we have learned in our previous limudim that when it says lecha lecha, it does not refer to, it refers, Ariya Kadosh says, it refers to the malchut of the world of Atzilut. If I'm not mistaken, it was Ariya Kadosh. So, when it says Sichai, the only life, the only true life, when I say true, is because we are made by many things in this level of existence to assume and to think that my being here, this is life. Eating here and drinking and all the things, everything that I'm doing, this is life. Enjoy life. Our Chazal said, no, this is a corridor. The true life is not, the true life is there. Hi, the true life is there. But you can live that world here too. You don't need to die in order to experience that world, that life. No, you can experience that life here too. depends how much you are stretching yourself in order to live that life into this life, or in this level of existence. It depends, but it depends on a Torah study. A society without civil laws, just civil laws, not just civil laws. How do I know? There is a story in the country of my birth. I haven't seen it, and I did not hear somebody, but it sounds very, very. It has been spoken by people who have been to be in the same house of making laws. I remember I seated with somebody, one of the government ministers in the country of my birth, and I put some questions to him, and they said to me, "No, I made those laws." You made those laws? Yes, I made those laws. And another story goes on and said, one guy happened to be now in one of the legislature, or the house of, one of the house of parliament, and somebody stole some goats from his farm, and the next moment he went to the parliament and introduced a law or amendment to a law and said, "No, you steal a goat, it's 30 years." And this was enacted as a law. Now the question is, number one, there was an emotion involved. In other words, there was limitations involved. Second or thirdly, it was based on a personal perception. It's unfortunate when the Torah decrees and said we have to make justice or just laws. It's not about you, it's not about me. It's about Torah. It's about the one who created it all. That's why that parsa starts with the ele, the word ele, ele. Let's get to Aria Kadosh, the page. Oh, forgot to send the page. Shalom, shalom, Tzadik. Shalom, Tov Baruch Hashem. Let me send you the page quickly of our main limud. It's a very wide concept. What happened to my page? Looks that I did not. Excuse me. The pages in the group. Let's hear what Yeria Kadosh is saying on the. What's my pencil now here? I had a pencil here. I had a pencil. I don't know. You can use this one. Yeria Kadosh says in Sefer Al-Kutim, יש לשאול למה גזר Hashem itbarach שהעבד יעבוד 6 שנים, לא פחות ולא יותר. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu decree that a bondman of Am Israel should work no more and no less than 6 years? It went on to say, ולמה לוקח עבד שפחה כנענית? And why might the Jewish bondman marry a Canaanite slave girl? שיש אווירה חמורה ועל בת על ניכר. This is a serious, heinous sin. He consorted with the daughter of alien God. What are these alien God being referred to? Beg your pardon. What are these alien God? What does it refer to? And I'm going to end with this because so huge and deep sugya or teaching of Arya Kadosh that in hearing it sounds simple, but the more you delve into what he is saying, the more the nature, not the nature, the fabric of our world, regardless of nation, society, culture, the more you see it, you see them clearly. And perhaps the more or the less you become the less you become pointing a finger to say, no, for example, the 10 tribes, they were idol worshippers. Who is not? I beg you, who is not? Each one of us did. And let's prove it. And this is where I wanted to end, because I'm going to continue with the same theme of Arek Akados's teaching. Psarashat Mishpatim from again tomorrow. Let's go to Malachi, the last Navi of Tanakh. The last. The last Navi, Malachi. Somewhere I have read, I don't know whether it's Ezra or Nehemiah, one of those was the same one who was called Malachi. I'm not too sure. I speak under correction. I needed to be corrected. But I think, yeah, I read something like that. Bear with me. I just wanted to get it right. Malachi, okay, 1,428. Okay, very good. No. Oh, bear with me, bear with me. Okay, chapter 2, Malachi, chapter 2, and Pasuk 11. Let's read 11 in a translation in English. And B'ezrat Hashem, next week we will see, not next week, this very same week, we will see what Hebrew is, whether it is accurate. Because the translation, they go to so many hiccups here and there. Let's look at 11. Judah has betrayed, and abomination has been done in Israel and in Jerusalem. Whenever it says in Israel and Jerusalem, we are talking about the two kingdoms here. I wanted to believe so. We are talking about the kingdoms of the north, that it was in Shomron, Samaria. And the kingdom of the south, which is Yehuda. For Yehuda has defiled the holy nation of Hashem. Yehuda. So, no, Yehuda, do not point the fingers to the 10 tribes. I beg. It goes on to say, bear with me, I lost the track of that. Okay. Yehuda has defied the holy nation of Hashem, which he loved, and has taken in marriages the daughter of foreign gods. We do not see the same description about Israel. I continue. Maybe we should end there. Yeah, maybe I should end there. So, let's continue a little bit with Arya Kadoshi's teaching. Ve'ad, and furthermore, Lama Nishna Evedi Ivri Me'ema Ivri Avriya Ki Bemas. Okay, never mind. We will see to it. Kiddushin. Okay. Kiddushin Daf. It's a masechet. It's a reference to a masechet. Kiddushin. In what are you saying already here? Mazet tar, Rabbi Pinchas. Tar. Oh, okay. What is tar? So it's a taf and resh.
Tanraban.
Tanrabanan, yes, Tanrabanan. Todarabba Tzadi. It's good to be closer to your fellow rabbis. Tanrabanan. The rabbis taught. Eved ivri, oved et haben. Veno oved et habet. Ve'eved kenani mitnu shavot et kulam. She'amar ve'tnachalitam otam levinechem. Acherechem ve'eved kenani eno chayav b'mitzvot ki im hamitzvot anashim chayavot. I sent the page of that masechet that is made reference, or Arya Kadosh is making a reference to. I sent it in the group right away. Okay, I will be done. We will be done in 5 minutes. Okay. Please go through these pages. Through the course of the week, we will appreciate what is Arya Kadosh is teaching us, because he is not just simply teaching us what appears obvious to our human eyes. He is discussing higher concepts that incarnate into this world in a form of the names that are being mentioned here. It's not just simply, okay, you see a black person there, you see a white person there, you see a slave there. No, it's not only that. Talking about higher concept. It went on to say, okay, we have read that, we have read that, we have read this. Okay, let's look at the Best of Hashem, the translation. Furthermore, why is the law of a Jewish bondman different from that of a Jewish handmaiden? For our sages said, where did they say that? Exactly under that Masechet Kedushin 17, Daf 17, Bet. What did they say? That a Jewish bondman saves the master, sons, but not his daughter. But when you look at the Masechet, there are lengthy discussions between the Amoraim, that only when the sons become the heir, if he inherits, become the heir, is only when he can be served by the same person we see here, a bondman, bondsman, bonded man, yes. But the master's daughter is not the case. A Canaanite slave, a Canaanite slave, we find saves everyone. What does it mean he saves everyone? As it is written, and you shall pass them unto your children after you. Talk about the inheritance here. The master and the heir and the inherited. The Canaanite slave is only obligated to perform those mitzvot that women, meaning the women of Bnei Israel, Olam Israel, are obligated in. The implication is not the opposite. What could be? Oh my goodness. Okay, 1 minute. Omnam, Sod, Hainian who? This, all the mystical explanation of all this is as follows. Shiadam yesh lo nefesh me'asiya. Ve'af im yeh me'ezo bechina me'ola. Sheba אינה כי אם נפש, והיא נקראת עשייה שפחה. Every person possesses a nefesh. We will explain that. We will explain that because what I have learned from my master, Rabbi Pinchas, we Gerim do not have a nefesh, the level of nefesh. But we will explain, B'ezrat Hashem, what it means also. It is still no more than a nefesh. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. From the world of Asiya. As we know, there are 4 worlds. That even Rabbi Pinchas, but Rabbi Shimon gave a brief discussion about this world this morning. And we have been teaching about this. You are familiar with it now. That the nefesh is much more into the world of Asiya. But however, everything is in everything. Do not think that there's no nefesh in the world of Atzilut. All, there's no nefesh in the world of Bria. All in the world of Yetzirah. But either way, here, Ariya Kadosh, we will see. Let me not jump the gun. Even if this soul is derived from a higher level, it is still no more than a nefesh. What is he saying here? That the nefesh, even if it is at this lower level, the origin of it is from the higher world. But yet is a nefesh. Is called the Asiya. Is nobody nefesh. Is called, and that, it's from Asiya. And that this is what is being referred to as a Canaanite slave girl. I end here, B'ezrat Hashem, at this very point, the nefesh being associated to the name we have just read, a Canaanite slave girl. It's not like Rabbi Shimon used to say, do not interpret Torah literally. And the men of nations many cultures have interpreted, used this very passage of the Torah to make me a slave, to sell me into slavery. They have used the same thing. But is it really what it means? No. Thank you very much, Tzadikim, Tzadakot. And thank you very much for affording me your time to share with you. B'ezrat Hashem, we will continue with the same theme. Stay tuned. And Rabbi Ishai will start what time? Within 5 minutes. Thank you. If there's any question, please do not hesitate to post your question. B'ezrat Hashem, we will be revert back to you with the answers. Thank you very much. Litraot, B'ezrat Hashem, and Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen ve'amen.
Amen. Baruch.